Have you ever sat with your own family and felt like you don't belong there anymore? Nothing in common, nothing to say? That silent? That feeling is where most people suppress it. But I'm going to tell you exactly what it means, why it happens, and what you should supposed to do without lying to yourself or forcing fake connections. Awareness separates you before distance does, and you didn't feel disconnected randomly. You started seeing their beliefs inherited from their own parents, and they didn't choose it. And what felt normal to you is just what you were used to. And human beings used to a lot of things when you especially grew up in that environment, and it's so consistent, it's repeated over and over, so it becomes normal to you, whether it is abuse, disrespect, whether inconsistent action, procrastination, it could be anything. When you come out of that environment, you realize a lot of things. For example, the environment I was in, you should be silent, whether your dad or your brother, especially the male, whatever they do, you should be silent because they're man and you are a woman. Another thing about religion was worshipping or waiting for something outside of you to fix your problem or to forgive you, not looking within yourself actually, and then etc. And respect starts shifting when you see clearly, because you can change what you see. And once you become aware of that pattern, you act differently and you change. You have to ask yourself, do I actually fucking agree with how they think? Or did I just inherit it? And something that truly changed my life was being open to change what I already believe. And accepting that I may be wrong. My beliefs may be outdated. You don't just lose them, you lose who you were with them. And this is why it feels so heavy. And this is not only about disconnection, it's about identity theft, who you think you are. You don't relate to them, but you don't fully know yourself yet. And you go through an isolation where you don't want to meet anyone. You don't want to hang out with your friends, you don't want to go out, you just want to be in your room and start to think. Who am I? What do I value? What is my standards? What do I truly believe about myself? And most of the time, who you were was built by external validation, approval. And now you rebuild yourself internally. There's a saying that said, you get to know yourself once you look within. And that confusion, that heaviness you feel right now is part of growth. That identity collapse, it's kind of redirection, it's kind of everything actually coming in alignment with who you're actually meant to be. And stop labeling isolation as loneliness. Use it as a fuel for your growth, because that's what exactly you need that time. Journal your beliefs, what you actually think right now, and build your standards as you stand by it, not just thinking of it, but actually putting it into action. Your parents aren't evil. They did not choose their mindset. They inherited from who? From their environment, their parents, the place where they grew up. If you actually look at it and why they act the way they do, the way they think, the way they eat, the way they show up. I don't know if their parents are alive, but if you actually go back and look at them, you see they're living the same beliefs. For example, growing up seeing my mom settling for less, tolerating BS, and saying, if I sit longer, that person will change and this and that. And that programs something in my subconscious. If I settle for less, I'll be accepted. If I shrink myself, I won't be rejected. I'll get approval of those people around me. And this is something that probably my mom saw it when she was younger in her own family as well. And this is something that is generational pattern, like a cycle. and someone has to break it. And most of the time, they give you fear-based advice disguised as caring. And this is why when someone starts to act differently, they resist your change because you highlight their stagnation, what they could have done but they didn't. And you have to separate intention from impact. They may love you, but still their mindset can limit you. Love doesn't require proximity. This is where most people lie to themselves. But it's my family. In every family, there is manipulation going on. Whether in a good or bad way, manipulation is manipulation. I would never understand this if I didn't experience it. You can love someone and still leave. I'm someone who doesn't talk to any of my family member. I only talk to my dad because I live with him. And the whole programming with the world society trains people to accept, tolerate whatever their parents says because it's their parents. They know the best for their children. Most of the time, it's not true. Access to you is earned. It's not automatic. They have to respect your boundaries, your values. Those things are you. This is a protection of you. And if someone is intimidated by your values, is probably someone who's been benefiting from who you were. But now the access is limited. Staying in a limiting environment will cost your future. So the practical way is reduce exposure before cutting them off completely. Observe how you feel after interaction with them and set boundaries without explaining everything. Every individual who's about to outgrow their environment, there is a voice in them that already knows the truth. It's not a noise, it's not fear, it's just a quiet knowing that is guiding you. This is the right way. And most people ignore it because of approval addiction. And they see the cost. You were taught to overrate yourself. That's why when you act differently, you start to feel like, am I doing something wrong? Even if you're right. Because that's how you are programmed to be. And when you act differently, you break that pattern. And that creates a resistance within you because you are investing too much in that beliefs. Knowing all of these things and doing nothing creates a pressure within you, anxiety, feeling drained, used. And the only way that you can actually change your life is through action, not overthinking. You have to act on small actions because this is where you've actually built yourself. And if you don't trust yourself, it's okay. Your action will give you the evidence why you should trust yourself. Even if you failed, fuck it. It's my own decision. I will continue until I fucking make it. When you do something over and over, it would be unreasonable for you to not achieve it. And you don't find yourself, you build yourself. Most people go back to the same environment because it feels heavy, it feels lonely. But here's the thing, loneliness is temporary. Your growth is permanent. This is where you become independent because no one can control you. You define your own values, not inherit them. You choose your own beliefs, what you value. Your standards for relationships, about your diet, about the tiny little things that you actually value. You build something because you want it to, because of your own approval, not anyone else. And you get to a point where you say, my life, my choice. Outgrowing your family is one of the uncomfortable things that you will go through because it forces you to choose comfort or truth, them or your future, yourself. And most people go back now because they're stupid, because it's easier to belong than to become. But if you've seen it, you can't unsee it. And the real question is, are you going to shrink yourself back to fit in or actually build who you're supposed to be?